If you don't think the UFC is exciting, you gotta be a lunatic.
In 2026, Dana White isn't just a promoter. He's a $700 million powerhouse. That fortune hasn't just bought him influence.
What's up?
It's bought him a lifestyle most people can't even imagine. A $50 million Las Vegas fortress built by buying out his neighbors. A private jet he calls the Flying Fortress. But it all started with a $2 million gamble on a dying UFC in 2001. From that risk, he built an empire that now dominates MMA, social media, and even big tech. And now he's aiming that control at boxing itself. Hit the like button and subscribe to see just how far Dana White's $700 million empire really reaches. To understand the scale of Dana's wealth, you have to look at the Zuffa jackpot. In 2001, Dana convinced the Fertitta brothers to buy UFC for just $2 million. By 2026, that vision has manifested into a personal fortune fueled by massive broadcast deals, including a $3 billion package split between Disney and Netflix. The UFC itself is now a $12 billion powerhouse under the TKO Group umbrella, and Dana's influence has even expanded into the heart of big tech following his 2025 appointment to the board of directors at Meta, diversifying his empire into AI and social infrastructure. This level of capital has funded a lifestyle that feels like a Roman emperor fantasy. His primary base is what insiders call the Fortress of the Fight Game, a massive, multi-mansion compound in the Tournament Hills area of Summerlin, Las Vegas. He didn't just buy a house. Starting in 2006, Dana systematically bought out his neighbors. He purchased 3 adjacent mansions and tore down the dividing walls to create a $50 million mega-complex shielded by high stone walls and a massive, gate-guarded driveway. Inside, the design language is Hyper Alpha, a professional-grade gym with custom-branded UFC equipment, a private 20-seat theater, and a war room featuring a wall of high-definition monitors tracking global betting lines in real time. Outside, the backyard looks like a 5-star resort, centered around a massive infinity edge pool overlooking the Vegas Strip. He once famously spent $50,000 to have tons of real, powdery snow imported and blown across his Las Vegas driveway in the middle of a 100-degree summer just so his kids could have a white Christmas. When he leaves the compound, he moves in a fleet of vehicles that reflect his heavyweight status, an evolution of power that is as fast as it is expensive. The crown jewel is the Ferrari Monza SP2, a multi-million-dollar open-top masterpiece with no windshield, the ultimate symbol of a man who refuses to let anything obstruct his vision. His rotation includes a matte black Lamborghini Aventador S Roadster for pure V12 aggression and a custom-restored 1971 Plymouth Barracuda with a Hemi engine that rumbles like a pre-fight hype video. For his daily Vegas commute, he relies on a custom-armored Cadillac Escalade V, a 682 horsepower tank that serves as a mobile command center, allowing him to run the UFC while moving through the desert heat. But his true crown jewel of mobility is in the air. He travels the world in a Bombardier Global 6000, a $90 million private jet he calls his Flying Fortress. With a range of over 6,000 nautical miles, he can fly from Las Vegas to Abu Dhabi or Tokyo nonstop. While his wealth is visible, his focus is now on the great boxing war. After years of calling boxing a disaster, he has officially launched Zuffa Boxing with a $100 million personal war chest he uses to bully rival promoters. This isn't just business. It's a personal vendetta against the old guard. His most public friction is with Mayweather. While Floyd represents the peak of boxing's individualistic, promoter-heavy money era, Dana represents the centralized corporate machine. Dana has famously mocked Floyd's business model, calling the exhibition circuit a circus. He wants to bring the UFC closed-loop system to boxing, where he owns the platform, the fighters, and the broadcast, effectively ending the era of the independent promoter. But as Dana expands his borders, he faces a threat that could dismantle everything he's built. The ongoing $1.6 billion federal antitrust lawsuit from former fighters has become the ultimate final boss for the UFC. The suit alleges that Dana and Zuffa used their market dominance to suppress fighter pay and eliminate competition. If the courts rule against him, the financial penalty could force a total restructuring of the UFC's business model, potentially stripping him of the absolute power he craves. It's the one variable Dana can't simply outshout or outspend. However, beneath the corporate warfare, there's a side of Dana White that rarely makes the highlight reels. His personal life is defined by a surprising level of traditional stability. He is married to White, his childhood sweetheart. They've been together since middle school and married since 1996. While Dana is a global lightning rod and stays far from the spotlight, serving as his best friend and the anchor that allows him to survive the high-pressure world of fight promotion. Together, they have 3 children. He has been open about the fact that his traditional family life is the only thing that keeps him grounded when the world of the UFC gets too loud. As we look toward the end of 2026, Dana White is at a crossroads. He has conquered MMA and disrupted social media with Power Slap. Now, he's aiming his cannons at the centuries-old institution of boxing, hoping to replace Floyd Mayweather's individual heists with a permanent corporate empire. Mentally, Dana White doesn't view himself as a promoter. He views himself as a disruptor. To him, the war with boxing promoters isn't about the sport. It's about efficiency. He hates the waste of boxing, the long negotiations, and the fractured belts. His aggression is fueled by a pathological need for dominance. If he can't control the entire ecosystem, he doesn't want to play. What do you think? Is Dana White the savior boxing needs? Or is his $700 million fortune built on a corporate tyranny that's finally being exposed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to see how the world's richest moguls protect their empires, hit that subscribe button. Stay hungry.